rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one Chief Rock and Nick's Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. I'm joined by the Lawrence Tears family. Man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. We got a Brooklyn game coming up. We got a Miami Heat game coming up. So we got a couple of teams that we dislike. We got the 10 game mark coming up. And so we have a lot of stuff to discuss. Just want to say thank you for everybody that's been supporting us for the longest, helping us get to our goal of 250,000 subscribers. That's the goal that we got out here. We'll get there one day. Just sliding this desk over a little bit. So thank y'all for helping us take another step towards our goal of 250,000 subscribers, one subscriber at a time. Thank you, everybody. The fam joining in conversations and such. So we got Coach Malpica in the building. We got Cowboy Bob in the building, and we got Tori B in the building. So we got a panel full of Bronx representatives and Coach. So, Coach, what's good, bro?
Just enjoying life, being a Knicks
like
fan.
You look tan, bro. You look tan. What's good?
It's just the lighting, probably.
Excuse me, you caught me off guard. All right. Cowboy Bob.
I haven't been out in the sun in a minute. So.
Yeah, Bob, man. You know me. Yeah, I'm always concerned. You know me. I'm like Chicken Little mixed Chicken Hawk. Two bad combos at the same time.
Yeah, man. Tori B in the building. Nobody in the world knows more about R&B than Tori B. Salute. Tori B, what's good?
Everything is good on my end.
Cool. And nobody works more hours in a day than Tori B. I thought I did. I thought Coach did. Man, nobody worked more than Tori B. Right?
I'm at work right now.
I work a lot.
I'm literally
it's like
at
the
work.
panel of full.
Yeah. So salute. So tonight we're gonna do things a little bit different. I sent the Lawrence Tears family a bunch of my thoughts. I had it scribbled on paper, and so I organized it using one of the AI things to organize it a little bit, organize the thoughts. But as soon as I say that, Cowboy Bob dipped. Is Cowboy Bob on the phone? Cowboy Bob must be on the phone or something. But here goes, Coach. What I wanted to do is I mainly want to rebound tonight. Just, you know what I'm saying, let you guys have it, and maybe me and Tori B rebound for you, set screens and rebound for y'all, block shots and rebound for y'all as we discuss certain topics. Man, y'all get y'all thoughts and ideas out there. Drip Moore is in the building. Rebs, what's good? Right, salute. Cowboy Bob, you saw the thing. What do you want to talk about tonight, bro? Heading into this weekend, what's on your mind?
Honestly, I like what I'm seeing, but I don't know if it's cause for concern yet because we basically been winning a lot at home as opposed to on the road. And I don't know if I should worry about that because there's a lot of issues that we have to cover. And I think that that's something we should look into, like how are we going to do on the road? Because at the end of the day, we need those wins as well. The coaching system, how Mike Brown is and people's roles, stuff like that. I want to find a way to where it's more consistent.
Can we just do one at a time?
Yeah, sure.
We're putting 3 or 4 topics on the floor. Just talk about one at a time.
Yeah, we could do that.
Hey, Coach, are you concerned about the Knicks winning games on the road?
Not at all.
Me either.
But why don't
I don't even think that us being home was the reason we won, or us being away was the reason we lost. I don't think the location was the issue in any of the games.
Okay.
I think it came down to me, it's what have you done for me lately?
Dun, 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 dun.
Ooh, yeah.
But did y'all see how organic that was? That's every day. It's a thing called chemistry. It's like that every day. Telephone, echo and essence, text. It don't matter. That's every day, y'all.
And so what I'm saying is what we've done lately is our coach is getting used to our personnel.
Right.
He's starting to figure out the rotations a little bit, who he's going to count on. Like Mike Brown even said this in one of his press conferences, it's on me with the bench. And, he took it upon himself to start creating a little bit more of a continuity with who he's subbing in and when. And it comes down to the players starting to know what their roles are on this team and what's expected of them. And we've been seeing that with Clarkson stepping up, Deuce starting to step up. Now Mitch has been inserted back in the roster. So I think that is what's been unfolding. So as far as concerned, I don't have any. My only concern is if we can sustain being this consistent shooting team. That's going to be, to me personally, is our only limitations on how well we shoot these open shots we're getting with this offense and how many shots we're getting.
That's the concern more so than whether the team is home or away.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Cowboy Bob, if I may, just want to interject something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Todd Barbie. I'm gonna change glasses, man. These Celtics colored glasses, man. I need to get rid of these things and get me some mixed colored glasses. But shout out to Todd Barbie who mentioned something to me. Tori B, I want to get your opinion on it. I actually started to call you because I wanted to get your thought on it. I wanted to get your thought on it before we got here, right?
Okay.
But here's a thing that actually happened, right? So in the offseason, the Knicks got a new shooting coach, right? And
I think we're in total sync. But go ahead.
So the Knicks got a shooting coach, right? And they came out of the box shooting weird. Like guys that were normally good shooters came out of the box shooting bad. And all of a sudden, the Knicks started turning a corner shooting wise. And so one of the things Todd Barbie told me was, hey, man, connect all the dots. New coach, new shooting coach. Cats that usually knock down shots are struggling. And then now they're starting to hit shots. What conclusion would you draw from that? And so the conclusion I drew, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, but the conclusion I drew from that is that these guys got in a new system with a shooting coach, right? Probably just needed some time to adjust to the new system, and the shooting coach, what I'm saying, muscle memory, getting up enough shots. And when they get these new shooting patterns down, this will be a pretty good shooting team. Can't say great, right? Can't say great, but at a minimum, if their baseline was the seventh best 3-point shooting team in the NBA last year, and you give them something that improves upon what they did last year, it would be safe to assume that they may be a better shooting team. It just takes a little time to get used to the shooting coach. Is that safe to say, or was I too wordy?
No, I don't think you were too wordy. Before
Okay.
I even answer, I'm driving. So if anything is too noisy on my end, let me know and I'll mute up.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think you were too wordy. And one of the questions I was gonna ask tonight, because I needed to be sure of it, was that we got a new shooting coach. And it was the guy from Dallas, right? That was with JB when he was in Dallas.
Right.
Correct? Right.
Right.
I know I had a conversation about the team, and I was saying that I didn't think what was going on with us was sustainable, right? Because I didn't feel like we had a Steph Curry type. Like we didn't have
Right.
those type of shooters on our team.
Right.
One, I want to walk it back because I don't think we need that. Because Steph Curry come down and just pop. Nothing is set up. He just
Right.
shooting. We don't need that because we're actually setting our guys up for open shots. And a lot of those guys are now knocking down their shot. If you notice, Josh Hart form looked different. He had to be working with the coach because
Okay.
he seems more confident in that shot in the last couple of games.
Okay.
Deuce looked more confident shooting. Not that he wasn't shooting before, but these guys just look better out there, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Even OG. OG wasn't popping from the top of the key.
OG's three looks phenomenal right now.
He just coming down. God said, well, go ahead. Or even the cow shot looked different this year. Again, no, but he'd like to switch it up. So that
Right.
might have been something he did on his own. So no, I think that has a lot to do with it. That coach that came in, did they pick up an offensive coach too or a defensive coach? Who they picked up?
The shooting coach.
The shooting
I
coach, but they got another guy too, right?
um they do have another guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
I can't.
I think that coach is making a big difference with those guys.
Okay.
I think it's all gonna pay off in the end.
Okay.
So no, I don't think he was wordy. I think I was, but I don't think you were.
Right. So,
Right.
coach, what do you think about that?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of this comes. Well, there's two sides to it. The first part, where we might have come out a little cold with it, was, athletes, especially at this level, they're creatures of habit.
Right.
So they're used to a certain way, a certain style of maybe even the way they shot or whatever, or their mentality. And when that changes, sometimes it takes a little bit to adjust, a few games.
Okay.
And now they're starting to adjust.
Right.
But what I think, the reason why I think they're adjusting sooner and everyone looks as comfortable as they are is because now it looks like some of the guys on our teams don't have a governor, or everyone's got a green light. There ain't much thought behind. Like, look at OG's attempts. Like, he's attempting over 7 threes a game.
Wow.
Mikal Bridges is averaging 5.5. Like, these guys have green lights right now.
The mid-range king is shooting 5 threes a game, bro.
And not only that, he's shooting 46.5%.
I was just gonna say, if anybody who want to put a little sneak pick on their parlay, take Cal for three threes in every game. I'm telling you, he knocked down 3 threes in every game except for one. this season.
Right.
And so, and where this is created for us is because the system and the pace we're playing at, we're getting more shots per game as a team. And then you add into the mix, especially when Mitch plays, we're getting even more offensive boards. And we're getting them second chance opportunities, and Mitch is kicking it out after an offensive board.
Right.
You know, if you notice, you know, Mitch has been doing that, you know, in this last game. As soon as he got an offensive board, he just threw it right back out to three, and we're banging it in.
Right.
You know, so to me, and this is something we've all said this about Josh for 2.5 years now. When Josh Hart is a confident, willing shooter, it just happens. You know, it's just like we've seen Josh go in spurts where he makes these shots like this. And we still get surprised because sometimes he just disappears and doesn't shoot at all. Like, what are you doing, Josh? Shoot the ball.
Right.
You know, and we saw it a couple times in that game, in the Minnesota game, where Naz Reid was having to defend Josh Hart, and Josh Hart did a pump fake, and Naz Reid actually went out and had a closeout, and then Josh dribbled past him and made a pass for a dunk to somebody. I forget. I think that was the play. Or he finished at the rim. I forget what it was, but how often have we seen defenders actually close out hard on Josh, you know, shooting a three? You know, so just by him being willing to shoot and being aggressive dribbling, because that's where the part I was saying with the shooting coach and Mike Brown's system, I think everyone's more comfortable just having a green light. Like, it's not like, oh, we have to play through Jalen. Oh, we have to play through Cat this series. Oh, we have to put, we bring the ball down the court and the offense flows the way it flows.
Right.
You know, that's why I think Jalen Brunson's had an uptick on assists these last couple games. You know? I mean, yeah, I know it's only a couple games, you know, we're starting to wake up, but with a new system and a new season, this early in the season, we're trending like this, and that's all we ask for.
Right.
You know?
Right.
We're going up.
Okay. What you got, Cowboy Bob?
Nah, the reason why I said that, is that IB and Cam Dre?
What up, Dre?
Salute. But
Is that IMBK Dre?
Yeah, you know my ebonics don't be making me spell everything and saying
got me like that earlier today.
But Bob's is dyslexic. That's dyslexic backwards.
Man,
Yeah, there you
Bob
go.
Bob is not Cowboy Bob is not accelerate. Right.
Yeah,
Like, we went to the EFC last year for the longest time.
Nah, but the issues that I was having while I had cause for concern was because of our offense. We do great at home. I think it's because of a familiarity or comfortability there. But when our offense isn't clicking, even with the changes, I feel like we still have a lot of work to do. Not like a whole heap, but it's enough to basically where we can lose. One of the things is like how the pace in the early offense, stuff like that. To me, if we're not hitting our shots, we can get down pretty quickly. And we've had probably throughout these last 8 games, I remember, not 8, 7, excuse me. I see probably like 2 games we actually had solid quarters in the third when we needed, or even with the Boston, we only had 1 good, which is the second. So if we were to play other teams and we're playing that way, I think that could kind of hinder us.
I thought you was going to moderate. I thought you was going to be John Stockton. I thought you was going to be a high volume shooter. I think he's
Nah,
getting
nah, nah.
cold.
I was just trying to not because y'all got all the positives, so I don't want to backtrack on the same thing. I just want to show y'all why I had a cause of concern with the away and home games. That was it, and then pretty much how our offense is. That's all I really wanted to say. I didn't want to sit here and like just double down on what you guys are saying. I feel like there are some things we should talk about when it comes to that. Like when you said Josh Hart should be an effective shooter, that to me is kind of like, what are we doing? It should be more of a McBride role or more of a. I
I
can
didn't
see.
say an effective shooter. I said, oh,
No,
a
no, no.
willing shooter,
A
confident
willing shooter.
willing
Excuse
shooter.
me. Yeah, like him being a willing shooter, and y'all know I love Josh Hart, but I think that that's more in spurts, and
He
that's
don't
something
love
I haven't
Josh.
seen
He
yet
don't
to
love
rely.
Josh.
We know.
I don't. That's my guy. I fought for him ever since we got him. Don't start, please. I
He
just
don't
see
love
things
Josh.
in him that I think he can be more
Just like he said he
consistent.
was gonna
That's
play
all.
point guard and then start taking all the
But
shots.
see, here's the thing: like when you,
Hey,
what's coincided with us playing, but like we just so happen to be on a homestand right now. But it's you're
yeah,
looking at the last three. It's our last three games we've played. So this is game 6, 7, and 8 in the Mike Brown era.
Right.
So we just happen to be playing home. I think we would have been stepping up and playing better like this, being better on offense, even if we were playing away.
Right.
Because it's six games, 6, 7, 8, and I think it's just no matter where we play, we're just gonna keep getting better. But we're in a 7-game homestand right now, so everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's because we're home." You know,
Now everybody's not saying that.
well, I'm saying if we win the rest, it's gonna be like, "Oh, I wonder if it's because we're home." But I think it's gonna be more because it's just we're starting to get used to the system.
Okay. Well, Cowboy Bob, you want me to be the point guard so you can shoot? I'll moderate.
yeah,
I'll
sure. I'll be the
moderate.
shooting guard.
Okay. All right. All right. There we are. Okay. So coach mentioned in a nutshell, um, Dre, if you don't mind, coach mentioned um the timetable, the time frame, as opposed to the environment, right? And so when coach mentions the time frame, if it's looking like this at the very early stages, can you what should we expect from a new shooting coach with a team that basically was seventh in the NBA in 3-point percentage last year? Do you expect them to be around the same or an uptick?
I mean, naturally, when the volume goes up, the number should go down a little bit. I think it's going to stabilize because we are a good shooting team in general. But there's certain things that you have to get to within the context of your offense. Not every three from everyone is a good 3-point shot.
Is
Like
ideal.
there, like some guys you can take a pull up to, like Brunson. Some guys you do not want to take those shots. So I think it's more or less finding a rhythm, finding what are the right shots for what particular players, whether it's a high volume or not. And with that, like I'm not one to compare year over year percentages because it's hard to completely do that every year because some guys might be having career years, some guys might be having down years. You just gotta focus in on the process.
Right.
And if you have guys by the back of the basketball card that says they're good shooters, and you give them the looks that they're accustomed to, albeit in higher volume, you should expect them to eventually come through and perform. So yeah, the shooting coach matters, but so like the guys have to execute, and I feel like but beyond the slow start, the initial slow start, these guys are executing on shots that we know that they can make. Besides Josh Hart shooting damn near 50%, everyone else is shooting where you think they can shoot, or in prior years they've shot extremely well. Like in Mikal Bridges, for example, didn't shoot well last year, but in prior years he was hovering around high 30s, low 40s from three. So we're only just stepping up the volume, and these guys are also proving that they've put in the work over the course of the offseason, like OG is put in the work in terms of expanding his range and being an above the break shooter as well as Mikal. So you also got to take into account like you have a lot of guys that are smack dab in the middle of their primes, age 28, 29, 30. If there's any time for them to be ready to take on this load, it's right now in their careers.
Okay.
So I don't think like I understand where coach is coming from. Absolutely, it's like it's adjusting to a new system, not necessarily where they're playing. That kind of matters, because the you if you notice, even on a home and road games, sometimes the shot quality goes up and down, and it's just dependent on who you're playing and how you're playing, not necessarily if it's on the road or
Mhm.
away. I'm sure it helps playing at home. Everyone knows there is a home court advantage, and I hope you play into that. I hope we're a dominant home team, but I also have to notice that the context is like this is the first time a lot of these guys are taking this many threes, even if it's looks that they're accustomed to. So
Right.
it's like the muscle memory and the rhythm and the flow. Like a lot of this, like we speaking, like we playing at a higher pace. Sometimes these guys have to get accustomed. Like for example, Cat never got this many trail threes in years, so
Right.
it's an adjustment for him.
Okay.
OG, like a lot of these guys haven't had these many wide open catch and shoot looks that are generated off of just pace and space. So I think there is an adjustment period, but I also feel like the players are ready, and it takes time. I don't believe in it being an issue on the road. I think there was just an initial getting a rhythm and a routine, and I think they're going to take off. It looks like they're ready to anyway.
Okay.
What did they score? 83 points in the second half.
Yeah, that's a
Mhm.
lot, bro.
That's a lot of points.
Right.
He
Well,
scored
well, let
100.
me
He
let
scored
me
137 points on 9 free throw attempts.
yeah, and late in that game, you can tell um that Minnesota was not really into it after we got to
I
when
think we
OG
made
hit
them
that
quit.
three and they called the timeout, you can kind of tell.
We made them quit.
Yeah, yeah. And teams are gonna tap out. Man, we may tap out this year. So but I
Yeah,
will
we
Yeah,
may
he
say
tap
replaced the
out, but I
players at
also
three.
feel like playing at this pace is not something that every team is accustomed to. And I
right.
think we have a bunch of guys that took the challenge in terms of being conditioned outside of Yabusele coming into the season. Brunson lost some weight, Cat lost some weight. McCall was one of the first guys coming in with the rookies in the training camp, I think
Okay,
since
to get
September.
ready.
Mike Brown said a
Yeah,
lot of these guys are in their prime, and a lot of these guys are focused on winning the championship. So these
right.
guys are ready to go.
Just want to say this real quick though. The shooting coach in Dallas, last year when he was in Dallas, Dallas shot 36.4% from three, right? Not super impressive, right? But right now, the Dallas Mavericks, without that shooting coach, they are shooting 31.5% from three through 8 games. Now, part of that has to do with personnel changes, Kyrie Irving being hurt, and a lot of different things. But also this week, Klay Thompson got benched.
He
All right,
was
I'm not gonna say that he has a magic wand and that it's gonna fix the Knicks 3-point shooting. The reason why I mentioned that is because I think it needs to be at least, if not a part of the conversation, at least adjacent to the conversation. Like we should keep that in mind as we talk about shooters for the Knicks because Dallas went from being, I think they were 14th to right now they're 28th. And I know a lot of that has to do with Kyrie not being there, but also Kyrie Irving, even with his attempts, he's not going to lift a team 7 percentage points in 3-point percentage over the course of an 82 game schedule. And I know they hadn't played 82 games yet, but I think it's probably something to monitor. Let me ask. I'm going to ask Tori B though. Tori, how important is the three ball to us? How important is 3-point shooting to us as a team when it comes to spacing and getting those cheap extra points? Oh boy, I got to start talking trash about that Bronx Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Hey, leave that Bronx Wi-Fi alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
We the
That,
BX side of it, Freezer.
yeah, that.
Well, to speak on some of the stuff we've been alluding to, we're the last three games, that we're getting comfortable with this system and the offense and all the stuff, and we're getting everyone playing. These last three games, we're number one in the league in field goal attempts with 97 a game.
Wow.
And that's like, that's just the last three games. For the season, we're at 93, which is still 4 or 5 more a game that we had last year.
Yeah.
So like, even if our efficiency stays the same, or even if it goes down a percent or two, because of the volume we're putting up, that's going to translate into more points for us.
Yeah. And two, just to point at the Chicago Bulls game. So the Chicago Bulls are, what are they, 5-1 right now? 6-1?
Yeah, I think
6-1.
They're 6-1. That
6-1.
their one loss came to the Knicks. And that game that we beat them, the Knicks shot 47.6% from three on 42 attempts. And listen, I'm not buying the Chicago Bulls. I think they're an early season. I think they're them, the Miami Heat, the Atlanta Hawks. They always have like this early season. Oh, they might be able to compete if such and such goes right. Type opening, and then by January, the standings usually settle in to the contenders.
Yeah.
Hey, Cowboy Bob, let me. Do you
Mhm.
think this the pace and space, the offense, the 3-point shooting will have a lasting impact positively or negatively over the course of an 82 game schedule?
I think it's, to be fair and blunt, the negative real quick I'll talk about. The negativity is I feel that our defense relies on it. The quick pace to be able to get down and score and then set up our defense. The way we're able to get 2-3 quick points actually can create a timeout. So we are dependent on it as far as our defense, plus as well as OG, because now they have to catch up to our pace to where OG last two games has gotten what I think like 7 steals. So for the most part, I feel like that's the positive part, and it kind of worries me with the negative because if our shots aren't hitting, then our defense may look suspect. Because if you look at the Chicago game, if you look at even the Timberwolves games, when their shots are hitting and we're coming back trying to score and we're missing, our defense looks totally different. So if we're not in the fast pace, getting early offense, I feel like that might be a cause for concern. It's a positive though; it's needed, but I think that what we got to do is basically just sit and see how it's going to work out. Because the positive part about it is you get more points, but then the negative also is, with that being said, you also get more misses as well. So you get positive in your defense. You can have more shots, which is good, but at the same time, it could affect your defense as well as also affect the percentage overall at the three. But it's needed. You definitely need it, and it's just going to take a lot more work because everybody's still new at their position. So
The
I hope you
drawbacks
guys understand that.
the drawbacks are minimal when you're one of the best rebounding teams in the league, which we are.
Yeah.
Right.
So even if you're playing
I
at a
can't
high
even hear
pace
you,
and you're
Dre.
missing shots, and we're one of the best offensive rebounding teams,
Yeah, we
even
here.
without Mitch on the court, the
What's that?
drawbacks are completely minimal at playing at a high pace.
Karl Anthony Towns the best defensive rebounder in the league.
Yeah.
And Mitch is the
Like
best
this,
offensive rebounder.
and Mitch is the best offensive. So
And Josh is probably the best rebounding guard in the league. So.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
like and what's crazy is
Now I can hear you.
OG. We've noticed OG stepping up in the
OG's
rebound
definitely
department.
had an uptick. Yep.
You know, and even Mikhail's averaging over 5 as well.
Right.
And look at I've been noticing even Brunson been
Wait,
sneaking
Coach.
grab
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this: Are you using rebound total or rebound rate as the linchpin of your conversation?
Well, the Knicks have the highest defensive rebounding percentage in the league. It's 70-something% or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have the highest defensive rebounding rate and one of the highest offensive
I
rebounding
think we're
rates.
6th or 7th in offensive. And obviously, if Mitch played in more games, we probably would have been the top 2 or 3. You know.
Right.
Were you guys able to hear me? Because I didn't hear
I
you
heard
guys.
you. Yeah,
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 go
we
ahead.
hear
we
you.
got a little bit of feedback from your, like you can
Yeah.
hear us and through your mic. I don't know if it's through your
Yeah.
earbuds or what, but
Yeah.
Brunson's rebounds ebbs and flows based on when Mitch is on the court because Mitch literally boxes out for us to get
Yeah.
off, for us
Yeah.
to get defensive rebounds.
And thus far, to your point, thus far, I've seen Cat give up about 4 or 5 rebounds to Brunson.
Yeah,
Even
Right, Cat, the
Bryce.
Cat will just do like this. All right, Cap, you got it, you got it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
you down here, you may as well get it. Okay. So I saw a few of those, but I guess the one of the concerns that Knicks fans have, and they share with me a lot, is this team really built to win a championship? Like when the playoffs get here, is this going to be the same style of play we're going to play in the playoffs, or will we look more like the team from last year in the playoffs? And if we do look like that, will Mike Brown be able to manage that team offensively and defensively? And if when the playoffs get here and we revert back to that, then why are we playing a system in the regular season that we won't play in the playoffs?
well, they're
What would make us
legitimately
revert though?
there's no there. Well, to even compare the two, we would have to be running a lot because a lot of the stuff that we saw in the postseason last year was just stuff that we ran in the regular season. Like we went into a set, one action, then we went straight into a Brunson isolation.
Wait.
And we just amplified that and did that even more in the postseason.
Yeah.
You can't just completely revert to that if you've been playing a certain play style for 82 games. You're only just gonna amplify who you really are in the postseason
To,
or who you
to
want to be.
to me, I don't think that like our offense really has changed like that. Where it's basically what Coach Brown is doing is taking what these guys have learned last year and have incorporated that into his new system. But I don't. I think outside of shooting more threes and
What?
using the bench, listen to me. The defense is still there. The way we play is because if you think about it, why would you get rid of the ISO with Brunson? You're gonna need that, especially in the playoffs. There's a lot of things we still have. We may not use as much, but to me, what I'm saying is I think that it's a good thing because it just adds to your bag. I think that this is the same team as far as success, but we'll get over the hump because we added the 3-point shot. That's what I was saying. Like I think we're still gonna
Yeah.
be in the finals based off of what we did last year because we still got the defense. Our shooting has gotten better, and we've improved. That was my
We
point.
we still the last minute of every quarter, Brunson still we do that the ISO stuff. We've been doing that at the end of every quarter, which is fine. That's what when
Yeah.
you have someone like Brunson, you do that. But how I see like where I'm pushing back on it, we're not reverting back to anything, and we're not doing the same stuff. Is last year Jalen Brunson averaged over 6 point something dribbles a possession. So far, I know it's a small sample size. It's only been 8 games, but Brunson's only averaging 4.4 dribbles per possession so far this year.
Hey, Coach, you telling me I can't say dribble, 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 dribble,
Nope.
dribble? Now I can only say dribble, 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 dribble.
Only once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you can only say it like once or twice a game, like when he does it,
Right.
instead of like 6 or 7 times.
Right. No, indeed. Indeed.
I think that dribble stuff is a fallback option more, whereas it's a feature now, not necessarily the end all be
Yeah.
all. Like
Right.
back with Tibbs, we would run one weave action. If it broke down, it was isolation ball for the last 6-7 seconds of the shot
Right.
clock.
Yeah.
And then plus two for those that have played, you can't choreograph ISOs, right? You can't choreograph in ISO. That's like choreographing a Barry Sanders run, right? you get into a set,
Yeah.
right? And then once the play starts, you just let him do his thing, right? And then
Yeah.
so you can. Most teams like to do when you see it flat, when you see players be flat, you already know that some type of ISO or a random screener is
Mhm.
gonna create a mismatch, right? And it all depends on who the weakest defender is when they line up to defend the weakest defender. That man's gonna come up to screen up top so that Brunson can get the cross match on the weakest defender,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because like Detroit's coach wasn't like, oh yeah, okay, on this he didn't draw it up like this. Hey Barry, I want you to run off tackle to the right, then stop on a dime, reverse field,
Right.
go to the left side,
Shake your
make the
shoulders.
outside linebacker miss,
Yeah.
do a
Keep your
spin
toes.
move,
Right.
just like we don't tell Brunson, all right, once you get in the paint, I want you to do a, put your defender in the spin cycle, do a pump fake, hezzy, Euro
Right.
step, it's,
Step under, step through.
yeah, it's the,
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. The reason why I ask, because Knicks fans ask me this a lot. This is Dre, you would never believe how passionate fans are about the slightest little thing that goes on with the Knicks. For give an example. An example is um we're running this style right now, right? Will it work in April, May, and June? And since I'm past first tonight, I wanted to get y'all's opinion on it. Like not that if we're going to run it, and not will offenses be slow down in the playoffs, but will it work in April, May, and June? That's the question on the floor. Will
mhm.
Mike Brown's offense work in April, May, and June?
I mean, we can look at just the most recent history. The two teams in the finals last year, they both play that same style, same pace.
The two
I
highest
mean,
paid teams in
I mean
basketball.
OKC, they can slow it down sometimes. They're a good defensive team, but you look at the Pacers and OKC, there's no stagnant things going on. They both kept that going throughout their playoff runs.
Okay.
So I think they set the blueprint for what we're gonna do. Because and like I said, I think it's only the beginning. When was the last time the New York Knicks were third in the league in 3-pointers made? We're behind Golden State and Boston, and they both chucking. The difference between Golden State and Boston and us, we're making all those threes, but we also have Cat and Brunson and OG and McHale that can all go inside. And they can all score in the mid range. They can all score at the rim.
Okay.
And then you got Josh, and you got Clark. All of our shooters, that's the difference between the Golden States and the Bostons of the world that rely on three. Like all of our 3-point shooters, except maybe Shamit, all of them are capable of getting to the basket too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like even Deuce can drive. McHale, OG, Cat, Clarkson is crafty, driving to the rim. So like all of our guys that can make threes can also drive. That's what makes our team like. I don't think we've ever really touched on that much. We don't really have many just pure 3-point shooters only guys. We just got offensive guys that can get hot at 3 too sometimes. And that's what I think is just going to continue with the play in the playoffs.
Right. Okay.
So that's the part that's sustainable. I think we could play many styles. We're not, even though it looks like we're relying on the 3 a lot and the pace, I think our personnel and the style of our offense is built to play many different ways.
All right. So let me ask Dre this. So Dre, how are the Knicks generating these 3-point looks at such a high rate?
Yeah, I'll say I think that there's certain things that are that I mean, this is the point of the season where you have to work through those issues to make sure a lot of the things that you do are transferable into the playoffs.
Hmm.
At points for the Pacers started 10-15, and they went to Game 7 of the NBA Finals because they stuck to their process and they believed a certain style of play was going to be the wave of the future, and they were kind of right. And if not for a torn Achilles, we may be talking about them being champions after their start last year,
Right.
playing with high pace, getting the ball across half court, getting to multiple actions, forcing multiple switches, scrambling defenses, and putting the onus on the other team. The only difference between us and the Pacers is we probably rebound better, and their idea of defense is a little bit different in terms of swarming and funneling into
Yeah,
guys.
they like point of attack defense.
Yeah,
They emphasize that, and last year we emphasized rim protection. That's all we talked about on every show all year. Rim
and that's
protection,
because we only played one style of defense, which is drop coverage. So
right?
they playing drop coverage without a drop coverage big. Whose fault is that?
Um,
But I'll say like there are strengths and weaknesses to this team, and I also believe there's strengths and weaknesses to every team in the East. I don't think
okay,
I don't think what we have are our faults or anything like can stop us from getting to the finals against our opposition in the East. And once you get to the dance, anything can happen at that point.
anything can happen. What about the question I asked you though? So I asked you, how do how are the Knicks gonna continue to create these 3-point looks? Like how are they gonna get there? Like right now, I think they're taking 42 a game. Is it 42 a game? Something like that.
Somewhere in that range.
So how are they gonna continue to evolve in those 3-point looks? Because you
You
know
have to
teams are gonna
be
take it away.
you have to be exploitative. Like for example, Cat has gotten a lot more trail threes than he's gotten with Tibbs because we're playing with pace and we're letting it fly. Like a lot of threes that Cat got, like even against Minnesota, he took like three trailer threes,
Okay,
and Tibbs would probably blow a gasket. And those
right.
threes are easy for him, for Cat specifically.
Okay,
And like you have to have dribble penetration as well. You have to have constant motion and relocation. And if you're noticing how we're getting these threes compared to Tom Thibodeau's system, guys are relocating on the baseline on drives. Guys are initiating 45 cuts to scramble defenses. Multiple guys are moving at the same time to create open looks.
right,
And that's the way of modern offense. These are principles that the Pacers have utilized, principles that the Kings have utilized over the last few years, which is why they had opponent offense.
right,
Now, when you get to the playoffs, you have to implement that style while also knowing how to emphasize the greatness of your superstars. And to me, Brunson is averaging damn near 30 while playing within the structure of the offense. That says to me, we're amplifying what Brunson can do while getting other guys involved. And once you have a bunch of guys involved and in rhythm,
right.
like I think all it took for us to be in rhythm to start making these shots, to me anyway.
Okay.
So I think it's not as complicated to even just get these looks consistently anyway. If you're
Basically, you're
playing at
telling
a high
me.
enough pace.
Basically, you're telling the everybody watching move the basketball.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's energy in moving the ball.
Okay. Okay. All right. What do you think about that, Cowboy Bob? You think is that something that the Knicks can keep up, can maintain ball movement to open threes?
Yes, because if you really break it down, like you said, 42, that's like
I think it's
10
43.6. I
point
looked it
three.
up. It's like 43.6.
Yeah, and then if you look at the looks, that's pretty much like 11, basically around 11 3-point shots a quarter, which is you can pretty much say one a quarter, one a minute. We're gonna pretty much try to take as a three, and yeah, that may be high for a quarter, but to me, I think it is sustainable because adding this style of Mike Brown system where we do have different options create so many multiple different things that we can do and we can survive off of it regardless of the player and skill set. You could just do player enter here and it can work. For example, last game we saw Josh Hart, I think, went 4 for 5 from three. He's not going to do that every night, but next time maybe the next person who's like that is OG, or maybe the next time it's Bridges, or maybe the next time it's different people who can come into a role and play it well. That's what I think can be sustainable, especially in the playoffs, because now they're not going to be setting up, hey, let's double team Brunson, don't let him get past the half court. People doing different jobs and different duties is helping everyone win as a team. So I think that it is sustainable with the threes, and I also think that with this style of offense, we can always go back, like Dre said earlier, we can always go back to what we know. If we want to go ISO, we want to do a dip and dive, we want to do cat at the top of the, like, these different looks you can't really prepare for, because it's random and it's basically off of the flow of how we rebound and how we get in the transition. And the fact that we still got our rebounding up, I really think that that's going to keep us in the game, because that is the one thing that I really think plays on both sides of the court. That even if you're doing better, you can still be within the game. Like, we haven't lost the game by like 25 points. We haven't been blown out. We've been close, and we probably lost it at the end. But us being rebounding helps us keep our offense going as well. So I think sustainable is just that, the really, to tell you the truth, he's just giving us more options, and that's what I like about it, because we had this all along, but we were basically not getting into it at all last year with Tibbs, because he was relying on a certain type of flow. But
Oh, he said the name. Jeez.
my fault. The name
He
that shall
said the
not be mentioned.
name.
My fault. My fault. But nah, I agree. It could be sustainable.
Okay. I think Tori, one of the things that I think about this, about the 3-point shots that we get, it's not all about self-creation, and I don't think it's all about scheme. I think what happens is, I think if you put the pedal to the metal in all areas, like pedal to the metal on rebounding, pedal to the metal in transition, right? Pedal to the metal and scrambling, just playing faster. I think you get threes from all those areas, right? But I also want to ask, I want to ask Tori B this. Hey, so Tori, in order for the Knicks to be the NBA champs, what one individual player has to be the best player or put up the best year of his career from the non-essential players, like the
I don't
off the
think it's
radar players?
I don't think it's one player.
Right.
I think it's a few. I think OG needs to keep up his pace. Think McHale needs to stay. I think those two are probably your most pivotal players. I think if they, because McHale would quit on offense when his defense wasn't working, right?
Right.
He hasn't done that in these 8 games. He's probably been their most consistent player this season. So I think if OG and McHale could keep up what they're doing, and probably Deuce coming off the bench and being consistent with his scoring and his defense, and I think we got an NBA championship. Because I
Okay.
think everybody else will be true to form.
Okay.
I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to press the button for Josh Hart to go. I don't think, I think, like I said, Clarkson just needed playing time, and now that he's playing consistently, he looks so much better. And even Yabusele, like, I know people are giving him a really really hard way to go because he need to lose some weight, but if you watched him from game to game to game to game, he's actually looked better in the
Okay.
games from one game to the next. So I think he'll come into form, and I think we have what we need to win. But I think those two are probably the most pivotal to
Okay.
us winning, because if OG could keep up what he's doing, these teams in trouble.
Okay. All right. Coach, who do you think is the most pivotal player out of the non-essential players? Like, legit, we know we need Jalen Brunson to be at his best, right? We
Hmm.
know we need Cat to be at his best, but for the non-core players, who has to have a career year in order for the Knicks to win the championship?
I mean, I don't think he has to necessarily have a career year. I think he just needs to have a career availability, and that's Mitchell Robinson. I think with Mitch in the lineup, we're the team to beat no matter what. Like if Mitch plays, if he can guarantee he's going to play, I don't have any doubt we're going to win a 7-game series against anybody. Without Mitch, it's going to be a dogfight. I still think we can do it, but it's going to be really hard. But I think because Mitch is playing in this system with this coach and in this style with this group of players,
Right.
What he's going to have a career, like he has the potential to have a career impact more than he ever has. So I would say him.
So you say Mitch.
Yeah.
All right. And Tori B said a few players. Right. Cowboy Bob, who do you say? What Nick player has to have a career year? A non-essential player. I'm talking about not Brunson, not Cat. Who has to have a career year in order for the Knicks to win the championship?
Damn. Because when you say it like that, it's like McBride.
Because it's obvious if Jalen Brunson is down, we're not winning the chip. Y'all know that.
Yeah, of course. But I feel like it should be McBride, and I say because he offers something that, like Clarkson, you could expect his offense. You can expect a lot from these players, but when it comes to balancey, it's McBride. Like he could get you 12 points as well as play good defense, come down, get you a key block, get you a steal in moments, and you're gonna need that because, like, if I'm not mistaken, when the Lakers were playing the Suns and they had Andre Iguodala and they were inbounding the ball, they were up by 2. His defense created a 4-point lead the way they won the game. I look at McBride being that type of guy, hitting down a key 3 because when the last 2 games I've seen him, when we were trying to come back from a lead, we're down by like 6, he'll hit a key 3, get us back into the game and keep that momentum going. And if we can survive off of that, because I think it's more reliable because of his defense, I think that will be right in there because now you got someone off the bench that can shoot, play defense. He gives you an all-around type of game to where, depending on what situation you're in the playoffs, it could be a plus for you. And I think it's McBride.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say it's Josh. I'm gonna say it's Josh. Right. I'm just gonna say it's Josh just so that I think in order for I'm gonna say this so the Josh lovers are gonna think I'm hating. I'm not hating on Josh, right? Josh has to be a defender, right? And not a hey, look at me, I'm trying really hard type defender. He's got to get his nose in there. He's got to root out these guys defensively, right? And it's because, and here's the thing. Every time there's a layup at the rim, Josh take the ball out, and he look around like, hey, man, how did he get here? Josh, that was your man, bro. Josh, that was your coach. Remember we was watching the game last night? Remember the game last night? And Josh had all Josh had was the weak side cover, right? Weak side cover basically means he's on one side of the court, and the Knicks have 3 defenders on the other side of the court defending 3 people, right? They have one guy in the middle, and Josh's weak side box responsibility. Everything from this 90-degree angle out going like this is Josh. So he's got the wing shooter and the corner shooter. The guy on the wing gets the ball, drives by Josh, lays it in, and he looks at everybody like, what's Josh? That was your guy in that defense. They can't come help you. Are they going to leave Julius Randle? Are they going to leave Anthony Edwards to come give you help on Jaden McDaniel? That don't make sense. right? Am I going to leave legit? I have Jalen Brunson guarding Anthony Edwards and on the strong side of the floor, and you have weak side with Nas Reed and Jaden McDaniel, and one of those guys gets the pass and drives to the rim and lays it in, and you're looking like, where's my help? Josh Randall was cooking. Anthony Edwards is Anthony Edwards, bro. And so I'm not throwing Josh under the bus because I know I like Josh, right? And I think Josh is probably the most diverse, skilled player on the team because he does a lot of things, a lot of different things well. But I think Josh has to make the commitment to defense, right? And I'm not talking about guarding Rudy Gobert on an inbound, right? The center is always going to catch the inbound pass, right? When all else fails, throw it up high to the center because the center is taller than everybody. He's longer than everybody. He's going to catch it. So Josh defending that means nothing. Anybody defending that means nothing. They're going to catch it, right? What I mean by Josh's defense is, hey, man, so you got to stay locked in. We can't have like the zone out moments, right? Like we can't have the zone out moments. And then by me saying this, I'm saying if Josh is dialed in on defense like that, I think we get triple-double Josh, right? I think that one thing leads to another thing. And if we get that triple-double Josh, where Mitch is a double-digit rebounder, Cat is a double-digit rebounder, and now you have triple-double Josh, now you're talking about any ball that hit the rim is going to the Knicks, basically, right? Because Mitch, any ball hitting the rim, offensively, Mitch is going to get. He had 9 offensive rebounds last night. 9. Right? And Cat, for the most part, is, if he's not the best defensive rebounder in the league, he's one of them. And if we get Josh dialed into, hey, Josh, just stay in front of your man, dog. Just keep your man in front of you. Instead of letting your man go to the rim and muscle you up because of the height advantage, how about you just stay in front of him and make him shoot a pull-up?
Yeah,
so that we can rebound misses. That also plays into we can rebound their misses, get an open floor and run, and then shoot more threes, which puts pressure on them to try to come down and score more against our defense and miss, for us to grab the rebound, hit a three, put more pressure on them to come back down. As Coach, you remember the old Houston Oilers with Warren Moon? Remember that they used to come out and put up
Hayward Jeffries.
Yeah, when they used to put up. Remember when they used to put up like 20 points in the first quarter, and whatever game plan you had to just throw that away, and now throw the football, and that played right into their hands because they had pass rushes like Lamar Lathan. Remember Lamar Lathan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Josh, and not because I hate Josh. I'm saying it because I think a dialed in Josh for the long term helps us win a championship.
You said a career year. I think Josh had his career year last year.
I think it's no. I'm saying in order for the Knicks to win a championship, I think he needs to have a career year. And I understand what you're saying because he had what did he have, like 9 triple doubles?
Mm-hmm.
Or something.
Yeah, I think a lot of that triple double stuff
last
had to
year,
do with his inordinate minute share.
Right. He had a career year because we didn't have nobody else on the bench besides our stars.
So he's not Derek Jeter, he's Craig Biggio, is what y'all telling me.
I was going to say.
No, I mean, last year he was basically, he was like,
he was the beneficiary of.
He's the Frank Gore, like the Frank Gore.
Ooh,
of
I'd like to go on the 70.
Of the
yeah,
Knicks.
but he had 400 rushes for 3.9 yards per touch.
Yeah, like Frank
and ended
Gore
up with 1,500 yards.
is like the third leading rusher of all time, but it's because he played a lot longer, had a lot more carries. You know,
so he's Pete Rose. Y'all telling me he's Pete Rose or Craig Biggio?
Pete Rose is a 300 hitter.
But
he can't do that.
To back up your point, I think he's going to be more of an impact this year. and have
But
his
Pete Rose
best.
played 26 seasons, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying to back you up, Josh Hart can have his best career year because he can do what he did last year in less minutes, and because he'll be doing what he did last year while the rest of the team has improved as well. So, because a lot of times when everyone else steps up their game and scores more and all that, like Josh had his highest points per game 2 years ago when he got thrusted into the starting lineup because of all of our injuries. Remember that when he was like the third scoring option?
Yeah.
The year with him and Devo.
Dante. Yeah.
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 So because of that, he had to be the third highest scorer. But if his stats stay the same and everyone else is doing better around him, then it's more impactful. You know what I'm saying?
Josh is better when he's the seasoning, not the entree.
Yeah.
Wow. You
I
didn't even
was.
say side. You said seasoning?
I know.
You
Yeah,
call
He's
that
yeah.
man
just
truffle butter?
disrespecting my man, yo.
Like you get
Like
a
he's
slice of pizza, he's a nice little, you know what I'm saying, a
And
little dab.
he's the
oregano.
Parmesan and the
Yeah,
red
yeah,
pepper
yeah. A
flakes.
little dab of some seasoning, man.
Oh,
Oh, and it was
wow.
Trevor Ariza. My fault. I didn't mean to say Andre Iguodala. It was
So,
Trevor
so
Ariza.
are you saying that Josh Hart is the garlic butter dip in the Papa John's
Yeah, yeah,
box?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ranch.
I'm not gonna go. Yeah,
From
I
Wingstop.
would say, but to the point that I was making though, is not that Josh needs to add more stats. I think Josh needs to buy in more to the team concept. Right?
Well,
Defensively, we know what Josh is. Josh is an undersized center, right? That can't guard guards or centers. That's just what he is. I mean, we
I
keep
was
it in a stack. I mean, listen, no NBA player is
Power
perfect.
guard.
Jalen Brunson is short. Cat is not coordinated all the time. Giannis can't shoot. LeBron is a robot,
80.
right? You know what I'm saying? Luca holds the
what
ball too long. Right. So no one player is perfect. That's what I'm saying. I'm not knocking Josh. I'm saying a different Josh and I'm asking Josh to do this because
Jokic
he's a
can't
Swiss
jump.
Army knife.
I
If Josh Hart can, because think about what the Knicks world would look like if Josh Hart was the point of attack defender and he could defend.
wow.
And you could take Jalen
That would
Brunson away from point of attack defense, and OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges can defend wings. The
The
entire
thing is,
Knicks world would look different, right?
Josh
Yeah, but
Hart
Josh is not.
is athletic enough to do that.
I was just gonna say
Josh is
last
not
night.
really a great defender though. Like he's a okay defender. Like
Right.
I think
Right.
you asking him to step up way above what he's
Yeah.
probably. I don't think he can do what you're asking him to do on
But
No,
defense.
No,
He's not
I
a
don't think
great defender.
I don't think he's a smart defender. But I think his
That
ability,
too.
like he showed in that Minnesota game. I saw a couple of drives where he actually defended man to man
and
and Edwards
yeah,
one on
that's
one
yeah,
and defended him well.
I
right.
mean, how many
that's what
times
I
have
was
we
gonna
seen
get to.
Cat do that one off? Like I
But
think
it's
we being unrealistic with some of this with some of this stuff. It's
Not,
just a
Right.
little bit.
but Tori, the thing I'm asking, I'm not asking him like, I'm not asking Josh to be um
Bridges.
Scottie Pippen.
Okay.
I'm just asking Josh to pay attention. That,
Yeah.
that's that,
Okay.
that,
Okay.
that's all I'm saying. Like, if
Because I think
like, I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, go.
What I'm saying is if Josh has an assignment, instead of looking to cover for everyone else if they make a mistake, just pay attention to your matchup.
Right.
That's it.
Don't leak into the paint to get a rebound.
Right. Just
When your man Nas Reed is standing at the 3-point line and you just turn your back to him and go to the paint.
I think a lot of that though is muscle memory, like you pointed out earlier. These guys still have to buy into their system. I think he's still used to just doing things the old way. And why you still want Josh to be Josh? you have other guys that are rebounding the basketball. You don't necessarily have to go into the paint on every play. And I think that's something that he was going to learn going further into the season.
Right.
I was gonna say about Josh
The
Hart's
spirit
game.
of Christ compels you.
Right. Like,
It
you
sounds
just
like
gotta
you're
like
possessed
it's
over there. It's
still
like a demon.
It's the
who me?
AirPods. Yeah, it's the AirPods.
Yeah, there's something with the internet or something. It's like every once in a while you hear like a on your mic. That's all right. That's all right.
I was just gonna say that Josh Hart. I think like when we saw him in game 2 where he came in, he had the rebounding for 20 minutes, under 20 minutes. We liked it. He had moments last night against Minnesota where he played decent defense, even though Ant's coming back from injury. But I do see what you guys are saying. The thing is with Josh Hart though, even when he was playing well, he got that turnover. He created another turnover. So there's gonna be moments where he's gonna have lapses. But for me, it's like if he doesn't have those lapses, I think that he's having another career year from last year. Like he'll be doing way much better as far as less minutes, but doing more. And that's if Josh can do that and Mitch, I think then we're fine because both we're gonna be down 2 guys that we use to be reliant on, and it's gonna be very difficult to have their role change.
Right. Nick Yak, that's my stomach growling, bro. I see Nick Yak tripping. I see. Right. Yeah, the thing is I think Josh can do it though. And the reason why I think Josh can do it is because I honestly believe in my heart that he is a Swiss Army knife. Like he can be the flexible player on your roster that you can ask to do the job of 4 or 5 roles. Like I think he can. I think if you ask Josh to be a rebounder, I think he can be that. If you ask Josh to be your point man in transition, I think he can be that. Right? If you need a guy to attack the rim, I think Josh can be that. Right? If you just need a guy that's going to be disruptive, play passing lanes, I think Josh Hart can be that. I think Josh has all of that in his tool belt. Right? Other players on our roster don't have that. Right? OG Anunoby is not going to push the ball in transition. That's not his game. That's not in his toolkit. Right? Mikal Bridges is not going to be a high volume rebounder. That's not in his toolkit. He's built to do something else. Jalen Brunson is not going to protect the rim. That's not in his toolkit. He's got to do something else. And those guys, the something else that they do, they're great at it. Josh is good at a lot of different things. Right? And I think he can be great at a lot of different things if he focuses and stays intent on the main goal. Like the main goal is winning, right? The main goal is winning the championship. It's not winning the box score. It's not winning the podcast. It's not winning the attention. It's winning the championship. Just want to, I just think, and I'm not saying he's not dialed in, but when we watch the game, we see 5 or 6 times a game, Josh Hart will do something, and we just chalk it up to Josh being Josh. We make up cute little sayings like Josh giveth and Josh taketh away.
It happens when he's
as
in.
the president of his fan club, I absolutely agree.
Right.
It's when he's in for too long. Like he's better in spurts.
Yeah.
Like you got to ride the train when he's doing great, but the minute he gets like starts doing them Joshisms, give him a break.
Yeah.
Let him come, take a breath, and come back. Like he's got like ADHD when it comes to his decision making. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't about. Yeah, like we need a bubble wrap Mitch. Like as far as his load management, we need a load management Hart's brain.
Okay? We're not going to do that to my guy.
We need a bubble wrap Hart's brain, bro.
Right.
Like give him about 7 or 8 minutes, let him take a break, and he can come back.
Who mentioned Deuce being the X factor? Somebody mentioned Deuce.
Me.
That was me.
Me first. I did that.
Stayed with him. I doubled down on him. She had him and others, but I had McBride being the X factor.
I mean, I think before we move past that, I think everybody's minutes are being managed well.
Right.
Mhm.
I think everybody's we getting our wing stop because of that. Some guys are not tired.
Right.
They look like totally different players.
Right. I have one more question before we get out of here and call it a night, man. And I'm gonna ask Tori B first because I asked you guys first, and so since we're online, I'm gonna ask Tori B this.
Okay.
And hey, Tori B, don't shoot me the gas. Keep it a stack, and I know you will. I just had to say that in front of everybody, right? Because everybody's gonna be like, nah, man, Tori B don't believe that. But I'm gonna ask Tori B a legit question, and y'all hear her out, right? Right. Tori B, is Mike Brown a championship winning coach?
Ask me that in June.
In June?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Duly
I
noted.
think he could be. I see the recipe and I like what I see.
Right. Right.
So the talent was here last year. We just needed somebody to hone it and bring out the best in everybody. And I think and I know this is a 8 games small tiny sample, but going from game one to what 7 or 8 games, I don't even know to whatever game we at right now, you see the difference. You see the growth. You see the confidence. And if they just continue on this path, I don't see them losing. Like they look really, really good. And I'm really impressed by what the man actually owned up to the fact that he was doing too much with all them lineups. I'm a dial it back because I'm doing too much.
Okay.
So as long as you going hold yourself accountable and your players, he talked to them guys consistently throughout the games. He don't just yank a guy and they go walk past him to the bench. He yank him, he stop him, he have a conversation with him, and then they go sit down. He
Right.
got all these guys, and not that they wasn't in sync already, because I just feel like this is a real special group of guys. Like everybody talk trade, and I say absolutely not, because the chemistry they have is like to me is unmatched. The young guys that's not even playing look happy. How many guys you know happy on the ends of the bench not getting no burn?
Right.
So just the fact that they moving in sync with each other, I don't want to break that up. I
Okay.
think chemistry is just as important as finding that right guy. And I think Mike Brown is in this very small sample doing a very good job of bringing out the best of these guys. They look good out there. They communicating. McCall barking on people for not getting back on defense. They're listening and getting back on defense. They're not quitting because they down 20.
Right.
No more third quarter doom. I see a lot of positives. So as long as he could keep going in that direction, I think he's a championship coach. But again, we have to wait and see because it's a very, very small sample of basketball. And it's a very long season and anything can happen. But he seems to have, it looks like he may have cracked the code. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Dre, what you think?
Hold on, my bad. My bad. My mic had to reconnect it. Um, well, specifically, like, can you phrase that question again, Freezy?
Is Mike Brown a championship winning coach?
Well, he hasn't done it yet as a head coach. He's bringing he's bringing for a particular brand of basketball that is shared by the last most recent champions, which is a lot of more ball movement, the ability to play at high pace with some versatility and getting up 3 point shots. I think he has all the capability to be one. Is he one right now? I think there has to be individual growth that happens between now and games in May and June, to be absolutely honest with you. And that comes with growing with your team, because I fully believe, like, for example, Mark Dagnall wasn't a championship coach at the beginning of last year.
Right.
I believe he grew with the roster that he had. He squeezed every bit of information that he could in terms of lineups and roster composition and rotations, and he eventually became one down the line when he got put in the pressure situations and he had to make the right calls in a game seven. I think
Right.
think I think he has all the capability to be that, and I also think that I'm appreciative that he actually uses his bench, like he consults, he leans into his resources,
Okay.
and he's not afraid to admit he may not know something in that moment. I think that having that ability and that thought process will lead to you growing
Let me
and
ask you. Okay.
eventually
Let me
reaching
ask you
that
this:
point. Yeah.
who is the more impressive defensive assistant coach? Tom Thibodeau with the Boston Celtics for their championship run, or Mike Brown as its defensive coordinator for the San Antonio Spurs during their championship run? Who was more impressive to you?
Well, both were all time defenses. it's, a,
Right.
it's a tough one. Oh, man. Well, I'll say as a career, I think Mike Brown's is more impressive because he has, what, 4 championships as an assistant? 3? He has at least 3
Can I
off the
can I
top of
tell
my head.
can I tell you why I think it's Mike Brown? And this is just for me and Dre, everybody. This is me and Dre going back and forth on the thing.
Go ahead,
Right.
Freezy. Tell me.
So the reason why I think Mike Brown is more impressive as the defensive coordinator is because for a large number of the Spurs championships, Tony Parker was a disaster defensively. Manu Ginobili couldn't guard a cone. Right now, what they did have is Bruce Bowen, Tim Duncan. For a stretch, they had Steven Jackson. I think they had Deshaun Steve. Remember Deshaun Stevenson? Remember him? Remember him? He played for Atlanta and Dallas, and I think he played for San Antonio.
I don't believe he played for San Antonio. You might be
And
talking about Steven Jackson.
oh yeah, Steven Jackson was definitely there. Steven Jackson was definitely there, right? But I think Tom Thibodeau had better pieces in Boston. Not saying it made it easier, but I think he had more to work with.
Prime
And
KG.
yeah, James Posey, Tony Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had more to Avery. Did they have Avery Bradley?
Avery Bradley was later on.
He was like the year after all those
Yeah.
guys left, right?
He was
Okay,
after they won.
okay,
But Rondo was playing defense at a high level when he was there.
yeah, yeah,
And we all know Ray Allen has the capability to step up.
yeah, yeah. And so when I say the reason why I bring that up, Coach,
Question.
hold on. Let me. I just wanted to phrase. I want to say that so that I can get it to from hand it to you, big fella. I'm going to give you 40 carries, bro. Trust me. You can get your 40 carries.
Can I add on to that, Freezy?
All
Where
right,
you
go
might
ahead.
be right. When
Go
he
ahead.
had the Cavs, he had the number 1 defense for multiple years, and you can't tell me there were great defenders on that team besides LeBron.
No, no,
People gonna tell me Eric Snow or some shit. No,
no.
absolutely.
Anton Jameson.
Mo
No,
Williams.
no. Big Z.
Zydrunas,
Big
All
Z
about
at
Eric Snow.
7'3" was a yeah,
Varishal.
yeah.
Ira Newble.
Oh my gosh. So let me say this. I want to bring it full circle back to Coach. Um, Coach. So if he's got those defensive chops, right? If he's got that defensive stuff in his bag, and now he's got this offensive stuff in his bag, right? What's the ceiling for this coaching staff with this group of individuals?
All the way.
No, Vert, he wasn't. That Tibbs was. Tibbs was not Mike Brown. Cowboy Bob, what do you think is the ceiling of this team, knowing that Mike Brown was a great defensive coordinator for a championship team for a championship organization, 2 of them, right? Like he was the defensive coordinator for the Warriors when I was gonna say Kenny Lattimore. What's his name? When Kenny Anderson? Who was there? It was the assistant coach. I think he coached Cleveland.
Assistant coach for Cleveland,
No, Golden State. When they won that last
Kenny
championship.
Atkinson.
Kenny Atkinson. Was Kenny Atkinson there in 2021? I think he was, right?
Yeah, he quit the Nets job and
Yeah.
then went over there. He went back.
Yeah, no, he quit the Hornets job, remember?
Kenny Atkinson quit the Nets job.
No,
Remember,
no, no.
because
I know he quit the Nets job. Remember, he accepted the Hornets job and then backed out of it and went to Golden State.
oh, I believe that did happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He backed out. It was like a something weird, and then he just backed out. He's like, "Nah, this is a mess," and he backed out and went to Golden State.
Yep.
So, Cowboy Bob, hearing that, what do you think is the ceiling of this coaching staff with the Knicks? Like, where is this coaching staff going to take this group of Knicks players?
I think they're gonna take them to back-to-back championships. Maybe not in the same year, but I feel because what happens is you can't be a winning coach unless you're put in that position. And I think a lot of times, given opportunity, coaches will give you their best. But as far as where Tibbs was limited last year, I think Mike Brown having the experience, having the different sets, having what he's building, it can create with this coaching staff 2 championships. And I think that it's going to, because it's imbalanced. You don't know what's going to pop at the time as far as defense or offense, but he has so much creativity that it's going to make the players play better, even when you really don't notice it. Like Brunson's defense has improved, but it didn't go from like good to great. It went to like sustainable to where he can create steals, he can do more. Now, if that stays continuing, you have other players who would look good as well. And I think that with Mike Brown and the coaching staff, we can win 2 championships because of what we can do as far as offense and defense. And I think that there's still more to go with this coaching staff. Like there's going to be things where I think you can actually set up ISOs for, and I'm just using ISO as an example, for OG. Like you can have set plays more advanced for OG. And I think that you can also take some of those plays and use them in a younger guy like Packham or Ariel Huckapoidi. So I think that with Mike Brown, he's gonna not just make the players maximize their usage, but have maximum plays for any and everyone. And I think we could win 2 championships with this coaching staff.
All right, so I'm gonna jump in, and this is the part that I just want to add my piece to it, just real quick before I do the closing stuff, so we can get out of here. I think the coaching staff, their impact on this roster, I think somebody on this team outside of Cat and Brunson is going to win an offseason award, right? That's what I think it's going to be, right? I think we have the capability of maybe having the 6th man of the year or one to 2 players being on all NBA defense, depending on if they play 65 games or not. If we get 2 players on this team to play 65 games, y'all know who the 2 players I'm talking about, right? If we get these 2 players to play 65 games at the level of defense that we know that they're capable of playing, I think we can get 2 of the Knicks on all NBA defense. And if one player can stay healthy and play 65 games, and I don't mean play 65 games banged up. What I mean is if this one guy can get completely healthy and play 65 games, and I'm not talking about nicked up, banged up, out there, sprained ankle, jammed finger, pulled hamstring. I'm talking about healthy. I think he can win Defensive Player of the Year. Y'all know the player I'm talking about. But the thing is how often is that player playing when he's not banged up? And can we get him to 65 games? Is it worth even trying to get him to 65 games at the risk of him maybe injuring himself and not playing in the playoffs? Right? Like, is a player award more important than a team accolade, team championship? The risk of it. Is it worth risking it? On that note, man, I'm gonna say, everybody, thank y'all for coming through, hanging out. If you're new to this thing, subscribe to the channel, consider becoming a member. Definitely hit that like button. We enjoy having a conversation with y'all. Yes, we read the chat. Yes, we want to answer y'all in the chat and such. And so if you're new here, hey, don't be afraid of Nick Yak. We call him Yak. You can comment in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Comment after the fact. Replay gang, you're watching this. Replay gang. The replay gang, Lawrence says replay gang is the GOAT. Man, salute to y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Anybody have something really short to say before we get out of here?
I do, but it's not basketball related. I just want to shout out everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel, because I'm always happy to see all your names in here, because it lets me know that you guys made it through another day. So y'all will be safe and be blessed tonight.
For sure.
I was going to say, hype the video. If you're replaying, hype it up. You know, that way we can get more out there. Subscribe, like the stream. Also, go New York, go New York, go.
All right. Thank y'all for watching, man. We're going to get out of here, y'all. Peace, everybody.
Have a good night.
I'm ranked where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broke